Welcome to Smash Fiction, the podcast where we pit two or more, many more, fictional characters against each other in a battle of strength or wits or the fate of the multiverse, and see who would win. This week, our first ever championship match, which we like to call Smash Bash.
In the beginning, the fictional worlds were separate, and all was good. Then, the five said, "Let there be fight!" And it was awesome.
The boundaries between fictional worlds were smashed. Heroes clashed with heroes, villains clashed with villains. A young boy clashed with an entire amusement park filled with dinosaurs.
Sometimes the combatants were similar, like when two prepubescent psychics faced off in a telekinetic battle. Other times they were different, like when a young boy traveled to slay a squamous elder god.
Then there was that time when four dudes who looked like Nicolas Cage just beat the shit out of each other. Not sure what to make of that one.
But though the five were delighted in their handiwork, they were still somehow unfulfilled.
These matches all suck! Declared the curmudgeon.
We need more matches where they all turn into cars who are also models, male models, in space, announced She Who Is Chaos, incarnate.
Is it just me, or do these matches feel like they're not going anywhere? Asked the Storm Tongue rhetorically and quickly.
I am reminded of the noble clownfish, mused the Keeper of Beasts. When a group of them gather, the largest and most aggressive of them will rise up to become the sole female, dominant above all the others.
Indeed.
That's not a real animal.
Indeed, said the list maker, intrigued. Perhaps we could gather together our previous victors to hold some sort of tournament, test, event, or match in order to determine the champion, winner, title holder, or number one.
But the match has to be random, bellowed She Who Is Chaos incarnate. Tons of matches, no two the same, with no regard for the character's abilities.
What bullshit are you suggesting now? Grumbled the curmudgeon. Some sort of lightning round gauntlet? A lightning gauntlet? Like the one I got in D&D that one time? That was useless. We want to use that to determine our ultimate Smash Fiction champion? Bullshit, I say!
We've done it before, why not now? The list maker pointed out. Riddick and Daredevil engaged in a dance-off. All those ice characters ended up running for mayor. Dresden and Constantine settled their differences with a card game. Jon Snow and Katniss became motivational speakers.
The law of nature states that it is the domain of the mighty to adapt and survive, interrupted the Keeper of Beasts, not eager to sit through yet another list. We will see which of our champions is mighty enough to adapt to the unusual and unexpected. And when all is said and done, those remaining will go face to face to see who is worthy of the title of Smash Bash champion. Oh yes, and the tournament is definitely called the Smash Bash.
The rules of the Smash Bash are simple.
Each Smash Fiction host will take turns drafting the winners from previous matches.
By the end, each host will have a stable of 4 characters.
Then, each host will stage and judge a lightning round match, which can be anything except a straight fight.
After the lightning round description is given, the other hosts will choose one of their characters and advocate for why that character would be the best to overcome the lightning round in question.
Once all advocates have given their arguments, the judge will choose the winner and we will move on to the next lightning round in the gauntlet.
Once all 5 lightning rounds are completed, the remaining 5 champions will enter an arena and fight until only one is left standing.
At this point, the 5 hosts will vote on who they believe would walk out of the arena the winner.
The character with the most votes will be crowned the official Smash Bash champion, the official winner of the first season of Smash Fiction.
Oh, and in case it isn't abundantly clear by this point, there will be spoilers for the first 50 episodes of Smash Fiction, so be warned.
If you're not caught up, then I got no help for you. So, we begin. There are obviously 50 characters to choose from. Only characters who have won a Smash Fiction match are available in the draft pool. The character selection process is going to be a snake draft, so we will start with the advocate with the lowest win-loss ratio, and that host will get to pick their character first, and then the person with the next lowest win-loss ratio will pick, and so on, moving through the ranks, and eventually ending up with the advocate with the greatest win-loss ratio. And after that advocate picks their character, we'll stay at the top, do that person again, and then make our way back down the rankings. Once each advocate has picked 4 characters, we'll move on, so there will be 20 picks in all. So, the first pick in the first Smash Bash Championship draft belongs to Liz Logan, who, while she is arguably the most, well, okay, not arguably, she is the most popular host on this show.
By far.
Liz has a record of 10 wins and 17 losses. Yeah! So She has the first pick. So with the first pick of the draft, Liz, who you got?
Darth Vader.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Did not see that coming.
Oh, I was expecting
Darth
some Dante.
Vader. Darth Vader goes first overall. Okay. So the second pick goes to Colin, who holds a record of 14 wins and 22 losses.
I'm picking Dumbledore.
Oh.
That's a good pick.
Not only is he like crazy good magic, he's also incredibly smart and really likable. So if you have to do any social stuff, I think he can handle that too.
He was right up there near the top of my personal draft board,
Yeah.
so excellent choice, Colin. The third selection will be going to Kit, who holds a record of 12 wins and 15 losses. Kit, third overall selection.
Who the fuck do you think I'm picking?
Yeah, this was not really a surprise.
Actually, I don't know. There's two.
See, I was thinking that too, but come on. We all
Well, I guess.
It-
Yeah, okay.
Can you say it for posterity?
Gojira!
Gojira! All right, Gojira goes third overall. Number 4 is Dan, who has a record of 20 wins and 20 losses. Dead even, mostly because I always pick against him. That's my bad, Dan. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
But you have the 4th overall pick.
My first pick is Victor Von Doom.
Damn it!
Ah!
Damn it! Son of a bitch.
This is how we go, Dan? This is how we go out.
That's
All
how
right.
we go.
Doom was at the very top of my board. I was really excited when Liz didn't pick him.
Oh, man. The Miles Dan
Damn.
epic
All right.
bash
here we
off
go.
continues.
So Victor Von Doom goes number 4 overall. Very respectable draft position for him. So I have the 5th pick. Dan's 20 and 20. I am 20 and 19.
You skip one
So-
episode and you pull ahead.
Yeah, I barely edge him out on this one. So with the 5th overall pick, my selection will be Maleficent.
Good pick.
Very good.
Yeah. Very
All right.
strong contenders first round.
Yeah. So it is back to me now as we are doing this snake draft fashion. So I have the 6th overall pick, and my pick 6th will be Brock Samson.
Yeah.
Brock Samson, ladies and gentlemen.
Swedish murder machine.
Swedish murder machine indeed. And we are back to Dan with the 7th pick.
My second pick will be Sephiroth.
Ah.
Okay.
That.
All right. Saw that one coming. 8th pick, we are back to Kit.
Aloha. I'm picking Stitch.
I am so incredibly surprised at your first 2 picks. You know, some teams, like in the draft, you know, you kind of know what they're going for. Some teams go crazy and do unexpected things, but some teams, they know what they need, what they want, and they get it.
I know what the people want, all right?
That's right. Colin has the 9th overall selection in
Yeah,
this draft.
I'm shocked no one has picked my second pick yet. So I'm
Okay.
getting my first 2 picks. My second pick
Wow.
is Rick Sanchez.
Interesting. Okay.
I got the best magic person, now I got the best science person.
So with pick number 10, we are back to Liz.
This is my favorite character on the Citadel. Commander Shepard.
Yes!
Very good.
Commander Shepard goes number 10, and then Liz, you pick again at number 11.
I am a fancy English lady. Lara Croft.
When you do
Lara
anything
Croft.
with her, can you please just keep doing that accent? That awful. Oh.
That was pick number 11. Pick number 12 belongs to Colin.
This is one that I feel like probably not a lot of other people want, but if I don't end up with it, I'm just going to really be kicking myself. I'm picking Ryuko Matoi.
She was on the list.
Interesting.
She was on
Interesting.
the list.
Ryuko Matoi is off the board at number 13. Kit.
I mean, I gotta rep my own personal deity. So I'm picking Dread Cthulhu.
All
I
right,
am
so Kit
shocked he
winds,
has remained on the board for as long as
Kit winds up with Godzilla and Cthulhu on the same team.
and Stitch,
Along-
all three of
and
whom are known
Stitch.
for destroying cities.
If this is
I have
if this
hopes.
is like if anything ends up being like a bench pressing contest, I think Kit is gonna have this
Give
one.
me all
All
the
right.
benches.
Pick number 14. We are at Dan.
I'm going to pick the Wild Stallions.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Very good. Pick number 15. That one belongs to me. And I am going to select V.
Nice.
Very good.
And then with pick number 16, which will be my final selection, Catwoman.
Very good.
All right.
And then we are back to Dan.
My final selection will be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay. That was pick number 17. Pick number 18 belongs to Kit.
I get my top 4! me! Robin Hood!
Wow.
Robin
Robin
Hood!
Oh, he was definitely on my list.
Yes, I was trying to decide if I wanted him or the turtles.
Thank you for not taking a fox away from me.
Yeah, well, I had a feeling.
I'm going to be really upset if neither of the two places get picked. So I kind of feel like I almost have to take one.
That's true.
It's your pick, Colin. So your pick number 19. Take a place if you want a place taken.
For my last pick, I am going to take Dan Mulcairn.
That's my husband, and ew.
Dan Mulcairn, the victor in the April Fool's Day episode, what was it, 31.5?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dan Mulcairn is not eligible for this draft, Colin.
But if only because he's so overpowered, right, you guys?
And also non-fictional.
Well, I mean, we said he killed his brother, Colin. So, I mean, I assume that's fiction. I mean, I don't know. When was the last time you guys saw that guy in person, though? So
Yeah.
Did he kill him, or did he just leave him to die? Because if he just left him to die, Dan went to New York and then Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, left you in Tucson. That sounds pretty non-fictional to me.
Yeah. All right.
Damn, savage.
You cut me
alienating
deep.
all the Tucson.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm here too.
I know.
I left Miles to die, too.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, if I can't have... Oh, this is tough. I thought more of these picks would be gone, but I can have any of my favorites, and now that's even harder.
I love how all of our boards were completely different.
Yeah, that's really
Oh, yes.
For my last pick, I believe I have no choice but to take my dear friend, Arthas the Lich King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Alrighty.
High school version, I hope.
The 20th and final pick. Now, in most, sports drafts, the last pick is lovingly referred to as Mr. Irrelevant, but I have a feeling that will not be the case here. Liz, your final pick.
I'm back. The Terminator.
All right.
Awesome.
Coming back from
Very
the first
good.
episode.
That was good shit. Okay, so just to break things down, Liz, tell us your team.
Darth Vader. The best on the Citadel, Commander Shepard. Fancy English lady, Lara Croft. And the Terminator.
Did you not choose Dante?
No, she didn't.
Correct.
That's one hell of a team.
Wow. That is a hell of a team. I'm just shocked that Dante isn't on it.
I play him so much. He needs a break.
He
needs
gets
to eat
enough.
some
He gets enough
pizza.
spotlight, right?
Yeah.
All right, Colin, what's your team?
Dumbledore, Rick Sanchez, Ryuko Matoi, and Arthas the Lich King.
That's 3 old-ass men and 1 young girl. I'm not sure that's going to work out best for everybody.
Arthas is youngish. He's just dead.
No, he's...
In Lich,
He looks-
in Lich years, he's young. Okay?
Yeah.
To be fair.
Kid, your team.
Towering at hundreds and hundreds of feet tall are Godzilla and Cthulhu. And then over there, zoom in more next to the toes. All right, yeah. There's Stitch and Robin Hood.
And then Dan, your team.
So I have Doctor Doom, Sephiroth, the Wild Stallions, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
God.
That is the most bizarre combination I think I've ever heard in my life.
Bizarre
Everyone has
or
picked
excellent?
shit. Everyone has picked characters that sort of really represent them. It's kind of crazy.
That's interesting. And then my team is composed of Maleficent, Brock Samson, V, and Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be a lot of fun.
This'll be something.
We have our teams, and we are moving on to the actual lightning qualifying lightning rounds, or lightning qualifying rounds, if you will, or lightning round qualifiers, however you want to do
The
it.
Lightning Gauntlet.
There you go. The lightning gauntlet of Doom!
Doom! Yeah, it's definitely going to be Doom.
In order to determine which advocate gets to choose a lightning round first, we went back in time to the birth of the Earth itself, and each of us carefully selected a polycarbon chain. Over the course of billions of years, those polycarbon chains found their way into countless minerals, plants, and animals, until eventually they were each included as a key component of 5 different 20-sided dice. We now each hold our 20-sided dice, and in the grand tradition of nerds everywhere, we'll roll initiative. All right, Dan, initiative.
I got a 13.
Colin,
10.
Miles.
13 as well. And I believe I have the higher dexterity.
That remains to be seen.
And Liz?
19.
Ooh.
Oh, I got a gentleman's 8. So,
Oh man, does this mean Liz goes first?
actually, lowest roll goes first. And I didn't make that up because I'm the announcer.
Ah, shucks.
And because you have the lowest roll.
So, I suppose it appears that I will be going first. Insert lightning sounds. Well, I guess lightning. No, lightning makes a sound. Anyway. These champions think themselves so great, speaks the Keeper of Beasts. They must be humbled. Let them earn their place at the top of the food chain by crawling to the top. With that, the first 4 semifinalists are transported to the lawn of a quiet American suburb. Everything seems uneventful at first. That is, until a boy who just saw 4 out-of-place-looking characters appear from thin air begins screaming, drops his baseball bat, and runs into a nearby home. Before the contestants have time to process their suspiciously innocuous surroundings, a ray of blue-white electricity shoots out of an attic window and strikes all 4 of them. At first, it appears as though the semifinalists have been transported to yet another world. Not again, not again! One filled with towering, bizarre green spears and damp mud at their feet. An eerie quiet surrounds the 4 as the only ambient noise that can be heard appears distant and muffled. Suddenly, from the ground erupts a... What is that? A fucking sandworm from Tremors? No. No, it is not a fucking sandworm from Tremors. Upon less panicked inspection, the creature appears to be a gigantic earthworm. Oh, list maker, honey. I shrunk the kids. Whoops. One of those wasn't yours, was it? Well, it looks like if they ever want to be full-sized again, they're going to have to navigate their way through a grassy lawn, up a multi-story house, and into the attic where the shrink ray only has enough charge to return one of them to their normal size. Oh, and they'll definitely want to watch out for all manner of invertebrates, like ants the size of horses and spiders the size of a small room. Try not to drown in the massive droplets from the lawn sprinkler, and if you get inside the house, you might want to avoid brooms and vacuums. The dog... Unless you can find a way to use these dangers to your advantage? I don't know. I'm not the tiny one. Now go. Find the fastest way to the attic, little ones. I'll just be over here, squeeing over your little cuteness. Colin, who are you, allowing to become tiny?
Rick Sanchez.
You know, that's what I would have picked.
Wait. Is that just so you can be like, Tiny Rick?
It is now.
All right. Dan, who are you picking?
I'm picking the Wild Stallions.
Oh, shit. All right. Miles.
I will be selecting Brock Sampson.
Oh. And Liz.
Lara Croft.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Man, this all seems very appropriate. All right. Colin. Wubba lubba something.
Yeah. Tiny Rick!
I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah.
That's the way the news goes.
This seems like kind of an easy one for Rick, actually. This seems like this could be one of the random cutaway segments in the opening to Rick and Morty, where like, oh no, they got shrunk and they're fighting giant ants, where all the other people in the party are freaking out and running around in circles and like, what do we do? Rick is the one who is staying cool and pulling out invention after invention and just, using his ray gun to blast the insects away, or maybe he has a mind control helmet that he puts on that lets him project his thought waves out and control the lesser beasts, or maybe he stumbles upon some ancient civilization of tiny dirt people that live underground that he will then subjugate and make into his slaves. I don't know exactly how he's going to come out on top, but pretty sure he is in this one. This is very much within Rick's wheelhouse.
All right, Dan.
You want to talk about characters who are able to take really weird stuff in stride? How about a couple of California dudes who traveled through at least a dozen different time periods and also went to hell? Bill and Ted have this. Not only do they have their own unique traveling perspective, not to mention a charisma which would allow them to charm ants, to charm worms, to charm that giant annoying dog. They also have Death traveling with them, and he can certainly play defense for them if they need to. They have a couple of Martians and a couple of robots, so they can handle the tech when they finally do get to the machines at the top. And the thing about being tiny is, it's not that much of a disadvantage when you have a big team with you. Rick is going to be passed out in the middle of some ant tunnels, having tried to subjugate them. Brock Sampson is going to decide he wants to kill an earthworm before he makes himself big again. Lara Croft has a chance to get there, I will admit, but the thing is, she doesn't have the level of charisma that the Wild Stallions have, and she isn't working with a team. All of those factors contribute to the Wild Stallions' inevitable victory.
Most excellent. Miles.
Look, there's no question about who wins this one. I mean, this is a match to determine who can, get through environmental challenges, climb over things, swim through things, fight things. There's a goal, and we need to get to the goal. Brock Sampson is the one to do that. Brock Sampson is a walking, getting to the goal machine with a murder plug-in. You know what I mean? Ant, what, he's gonna decide he needs to kill an earthworm? He's not gonna have to make that decision. The earthworm's already dead. Brock is gonna mow through everything. If he comes to some kind of wall, he is going to smash through it. He is inhumanly strong. Again, in terms of survival, like, can he survive drowning from tiny drops of water? Hello, vacuum of space. Brock Sampson has survived that. Nothing is going to stop him. He is going to relentlessly make his way through this match. Shortest distance, 2 points, straight line. That's what Brock Sampson gives you.
All right. Liz.
This whole setup plays like that video game level that the level designer wanted to add in as an Easter egg. Lara Croft is so perfectly equipped for this, whether it be she's swinging on ropes, treating that earthworm as if it's just a huge rock bridge and running the fuck across it as fast as possible, because we know you want to complete that time trial as fast as possible. She will stop at nothing. She crosses chasms. She uses her ice picks. No matter what it is, she gets to the end. And when she reaches there in the fastest time while everyone's wasting their time trying to charm earthworms, who the fuck cares about charisma? I ain't talking to no stupid earthworm. There's no humans. We're all shrunk. So by the time Lara gets there in record time, she's going to know how to deal with the whole shrink ray gun because she's used to dealing with crazy artifacts and crazy tech. She always manages to get it to work. She won't even be scared of anything. Let me tell you, you see some big tremor-like earthworm, you're going to be scared. Those other guys are going to be scared. Lara, she's seen the creepy-ass Atlanteans, those creepy old mystical dudes. She's seen it all. She won't be fazed by anything. She is the Tomb Raider. She is the Worm Raider.
The Worm Raider.
I just see her like dressed in worm skin by the time she gets to the end.
Oh god.
That's gonna be Brock.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's right.
You're
That's exactly
no,
right.
he's gonna be naked, covered in worm blood.
And Rick's gonna be king of the ants.
Yes, yeah, he will
That's
actually.
right.
It's like, I hear there's an ant queen, but I don't hear anything about an ant king. So is that maybe like an opening for that kind of thing?
And that is why Rick is not making out of this place alive, because he sees every situation with his pure drunken optimism.
Oh, no.
He'd be totally fine being king of the ants and never being big
Rick
again.
could probably make himself grow back anytime he wanted with the device that he already has on him.
Oh, Brock has also been shrunk before. Want to point that out. The episode where they do the Fantastic Voyage ripoff and they go into Doc's body.
Oh,
Yeah.
also an episode of Rick and Morty where that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
love that trope. I love it. So good. Okay, so I just have to basically decide here and now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you guys all have made really good arguments, but I think it comes down to not getting distracted and speed. And at the end of the day, I think Brock and Lara are going to get there first, but Lara's going to actually know how to make the ray gun work.
Yeah.
Wow, Lara
Alright.
Croft
You-
proceeds to the finals.
Well, seems my match has been decided. Storm Tongue?
The Storm Tongue stepped forward, saying, "Ah, I see it is my time to shine. Look upon my works, ye mighty in despair."
What? What was that?
Your worm? Your worms?
Don't worry about it. With the wave of his hand, there created a great arena. And in the center of that arena was a white plastic mat, about as big as a medium-sized picnic blanket. On that plastic mat were 24 solid circles of color laid out in a grid. They were blue, yellow, red, and green. Sitting next to that mat was a strange device made of cardboard and plastic. A spinner.
Holy shit. All
A
right.
single word was written in the center of that spinner, and that word was Twister.
Oh, yes.
The rules of the game are simple. On your turn, spin the spinner, and then place the indicated limb on a circle of your choice of the indicated color. If you cannot twist into the indicated position or you fall down trying, you are eliminated. Keep in mind that the other champions participating in this match are also acting as your obstacles. So prepare yourself, champions, for you're about to get to know the other competitors in this round very intimately. All right, Dan, who is your champion?
My champion is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right. Miles.
This is tough, but I think I'm going to have to go with Catwoman.
All right. Liz.
Commander Shepard.
And Kit.
Oh, I'm so tied between a giant squamous entity and a very small, but also alien entity. I think I'm gonna have to go with Stitch.
Okay.
Damn it! I really wanted to see Godzilla play Twister.
I'm hoping that something even more stupid will come up.
Put your
perhaps.
14th left tentacle on the green dot.
All right, Dan, go for it.
Okay, so first of all, I could cheat straight up. My character is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if they say, put your right foot on the red circle, I have 4 different red feet to choose from, and I can choose the most strategic one to put there. But I'm not going to cheat. So this is a game largely of flexibility. I will point out, these guys are ninjas. They are also teenagers, which means they are essentially in the physical peak of their lives. And as we see from, if no other place than, say, the intro to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 80s cartoon, we see Michelangelo breakdancing. So you know that these guys know how to bend and flex and contort their bodies into ways that would be ideal for this particular scenario. Now, I will point out, Stitch has some stubby itty-bitty arms. So if he can reach all the way across the mat, I think that would be an absolute miracle. Catwoman, she's fine.
Yeah, she is.
I think that she tends to be kind of stubborn and headstrong and is more likely to get frustrated when things get difficult, whereas the Turtles will, of course, simply see this as a game. And Shepard, if Shepard's dance moves are any indication, then I don't think she has the flexibility and the agility that she needs in order to contort her body to suit this physical challenge. Turtle power. Turtle power.
All right.
You know who does have the ability to contort their body in ways to play Twister? That would be Catwoman, sir, because we are dealing with the slinkiest, most flexible character probably in comics, definitely in DC comics, excluding people who have powers like Mr. Fantastic or like, you know, Elongated Man or whatever. But seriously, how can you argue with the flexibility here? That's what Twister is. It's a game of balance and flexibility. Balance and flexibility, people! Come on now. The other thing to consider, first of all, Dan's point about Catwoman, like, getting frustrated is totally specious. She powers through all the time. You guys remember Sharon's wonderful speech in defense of Catwoman, in which she makes it very clear that Catwoman has the resolve to get through most things, let alone the game of Twister. And finally, I want to point out that Catwoman is extremely sexy and in a black leather catsuit and is going to be rubbing up against some people. Now, the Turtles, as Dan pointed out, are teenagers. And they're all about April O'Neil, who, you know, while she's very attractive, is no Catwoman, no Selena Kyle. We have established in the previous Smash Fiction match, of course, that Commander Shepard, A, swings both ways, and B, is definitely vulnerable to the charms of those around her, given that her entire match was about picking up people at a bar. So I think that the Turtles and Shepard are going to get totally distracted as soon as this game starts to get, shall we say, intimate, and that distraction is going to cause them to fall over as soon as we hit that point. Stitch, I don't think, is going to have that problem.
Nope.
But, as Dan pointed out, stubby little legs, whereas Catwoman has long, slender legs and has the reflexes and gracefulness that it takes to excel at this game.
Okay, Liz.
Miles says distraction. I say not distraction. I say that, yes, Shepard does swing both ways, and flexibility is important. And as we've seen demonstrated through each and every Mass Effect game, Commander Shepard is flexible in where it really counts. Sex. Go ahead and watch those sex scenes, and you come back to me and you say how flexible Commander Shepard is. When she's navigating the literal walking wooden block of Jacob Taylor, the spiky alien man, Garrus, or other spiky alien, Thane. She's very, very flexible. Maybe the male one exists in this too. Maybe I have 2 Commander Shepards to go with some 2 turtles. Maybe they end up fucking the Ninja Turtles. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh no.
They're gonna win.
Maybe I have 5 Catwomen plus Catgirl.
She's flexible where it counts. If you go see those scenes, you can see she's very flexible. And I'm sure she's putting her feet in weird dots and orifices, whatever. This argument's getting weird. I'm done.
Fail.
And finally, Kit, take it away.
We talk about stubby little arms. He got 6 of them, and yes, he can stretch real damn good. If you want an example of his like weird little body magic, however you can call that, He
I
could
do
stick his
want
ass
examples.
into his mouth and then just start rolling like a perfect sphere. Okay, his body doesn't do normal things. He has 2 extra arms for extra cheating ability. So fuck you, Ninja Turtles. Also, he's got 2 little antennae. Maybe he can use those to touch the colored circles. I don't know. Maybe he can tickle little feetsies or little or armpits or some shit. You don't know. He's got long ass ears. I just don't see the Ninja Turtles making it out of this. I mean, they're fucking turtles. Ninja or not, someone's gonna wind up on their back and it's gonna be a problem. As for Catwoman, yeah, like Miles said, the sexiness thing is not gonna work. Stitch is totally okay with like weird, awkward situations. He's a weird little dude. And Commander Shepard, yeah, I think everyone else besides Stitch is gonna be too busy like getting boners. and Stitch is gonna be, like knocking them over and just cheating his ass off.
Knocking their boners over?
No, knocking them onto their boners, so deal with it.
I thought, yeah, Stitch was going to grow an extra arm and punch them in the boner.
Boner punch!
Basically, what Kid is saying is some of you are going to end up on your backs, and the rest of you are going to end up on your boners.
All right, good arguments made all around. I think where I have to come down on this one, I mean, Stitch is obviously flexible and has a weird little body, but I think the stubbiness of the arms is not going to help him out. I don't think Stitch can win this one. The Turtles, I think, would do fairly well. Like you said, one half of it is ninja, but then the other half is turtle, and turtles aren't, known that much for their flexibility. And I think that the point is well made of them being possibly distracted by the attractiveness of the other participants. You made some good points about Shepard, the being used to being tangled around different shaped alien bodies is definitely going to come in handy in this. But as much as I hate to say it, because you know how much I don't want to give wins to DC, I mean, I just can't argue with it. Have you seen the poses she gets into on some of those comic book covers? They don't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Catwoman.
Yeah.
Stitch does not take it personally.
Turtles definitely take it personally.
Oh, go eat some pizza.
Okay, so up next is Dan.
Advocates! This is the Shark Tank, where entrepreneurs seek an investment to start, grow, or save their businesses. If the sharks hear a great idea, they'll invest their own money and fight each other for a deal. The entrepreneurs must get the full amount they're asking for, or they'll walk away with nothing. Who are the sharks? They're self-made business experts worth quintillions. Gus Fring is the owner of multiple businesses, including the Los Pollos Hermanos fried chicken restaurant chain and the Albuquerque-based Lavanderia Brillante laundry facility. Charles Montgomery Burns is the 104 years young owner of the Springfield nuclear power plant in the great state of... Sorry, Skype call broke out there. Tommy Vercetti is an independent and definitely completely legitimate businessman who has risen to power in Vice City. And Big Slamoo, who is one of the street sharks.
Ah! Oh my god.
Advocates,
Dan, I hate you so much.
choose a character to go into the Shark Tank, or Dragon's Den, whichever. Then, tell the panel of entrepreneurs about your project and convince them to choose your project over that of your competition. So, Miles, you are up first. Who is your choice of character?
My choice of character is Maleficent.
Okay. Liz?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. An interesting field already. Kit?
The greatest evil, Cthulhu.
And Colin.
Dumbledore.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Competing headmasters of Hogwarts. I like it.
Tense.
All right, Miles, start us off.
Sharks, the project that I'm going to tell you about today is actually an internet venture, and I know that sounds terrifying to most people these days after the dot-com bubble and everything, but you got to hear me out on this. It's actually an app and a social network called Let's Make Magic. Okay?
I'm listening.
So it's a social network for businesses and specifically, rich people, millionaires, investors, entrepreneurs. And the way it works is everybody thinks they're on there to make friends. That's the idea. But what it really is, and what everybody actually knows, is that it is a method by which you can curse your competition.
Ooh.
I've actually taken my old spinning wheel trick and updated it for the 21st century. And so what it does is, once you find somebody that is getting in your way, or that, is a potential rival, or somebody you want to get out of the mercurial waters of high finance and business, for example, everybody thinks they're all friends, but you know better. You know that you weren't invited to that party. You know that this person is in your way. And when you click on the person that you find out what their venture is, a little needle comes out of the phone or whatever device they're using and pricks them in the finger, and they fall into a deep sleep. At which point, all their business ventures are totally derailed, and the only way they can be awoken is if they are awoken by a prince, and that's not going to happen because the prince can only be American. So, they are in a sleep forever, and, it's a program for savvy business people like yourselves by which to shamelessly and instantly and remorselessly eliminate the competition.
Wow. Very compelling indeed. Darth Liz?
I don't present to you a product. Instead, I will present an experience. What better experience than a residency at a high-stakes Vegas casino? I present to you the Visionary Vader, a magic show so real, so visceral, audience will come clamoring for more. After only a small payment of a $1 billion umbrella insurance policy, we will randomly select volunteers from the crowd. They will come up on stage and I will demonstrate my full gamut of Jedi powers. Give them a blaster rifle. Let them shoot at me. I reflect the laser beams and take out all the lights and freak out the audience. Then we turn on the backup lights. I force choke someone else on stage. Oh, so real. I force push, force pull, force lightning, shock everyone. And then they'll all be like, oh my god, that was so real. And they'll go on social media saying, oh, this magic show is so real. It's unbelievable. And people will be like, magic shows are fake. I'm going to go to that and be like, wow, you're so stupid for believing this shit. And then they'll go and they'll be like, oh my god, that was so real and visceral. And the cycle continues and continues and continues. And the show becomes so infamous that people are literally throwing money at me and I take over the world.
So, about that last part.
Just like David Copperfield attempted back in the 90s. All right, Dread Cthulhu.
Oh, wow. Nice use of her Twitter handle there. That's good.
Cthulhu's doing what he do. Sleeping, dreaming, infiltrating the dreams of artists and visionaries. And through those dreams, he hears about these entrepreneur rich fucks who want to just make even more money. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking evil. Yeah, they're willing to do anything. I like these guys. All right, the stars are right. Let's do this. He wakes up, he stretches, gurgly yawn, makes his way over to them, and he and his cultists propose to them. It was a great, intelligent, evil man that said, great way to make money is to make a religion. And yeah, everyone in Hollywood knows about this so well. Fuck Scientology. I got a religion that's been getting hyped since the 20s. And you know about hype. It's like when movies put out trailers that also have trailers. So everyone is so ready for this new religion, this following of Cthulhu, this they heard about something about flames and ecstasy and they were like, yeah, I want drugs. So everyone's in. Everyone's in.
Yeah, I want drugs.
And sorry, Elrond, we're going to rip off your system because damn is it effective. We're going to start with a tier system. You're going to have to give us money to get in, but it's cool because we've been getting hyped for so long. Everyone's going to pay to get into the Cthulhu religion. So tiers, maybe you get some plushies early on. To get to higher tiers, you got to recruit more cultists. Eventually, if you get high enough, maybe you even get to read from the Necronomicon. And
what?
Yeah, if your mind can survive that shit, you can be all powerful.
Wow.
So yeah,
Whoa.
I mean, it's all the monies and all the evils, which then gets you more monies. It's perfect.
Okay, very, very interesting.
Disclaimer, your mileage may vary.
Your sanity will definitely vary.
Dumbledore, tell me about your new pointy hat venture.
I have been working for a long time on this most important of inventions.
The Iron Lung.
Originally, the name for it was a pensieve, but I spoke with my marketing team, and they told me a better name for it, what would appeal more to the kids nowadays, is the think tank. I ask you, gentlemen. Sorry about that. We've had many great advances in technology over the past centuries, but I ask you, what has not advanced since humanity first crawled out of the primordial swamps and I can't do a Richard Gambon at all. Hold on a sec.
Michael Gambon.
Michael Gambon? Sorry.
Well, that's the problem. You're trying to do Richard Gambon.
Yeah.
All right. So, oh no, my cough is coming back. Apparently, my last impression was really taking something out of me. This one, I am much better at. What piece of technology has not advanced at all since humanity first crawled out of the primordial swamp, and that is the human mind. For you see, with all of the distractions that we have in this world, our minds are so cluttered we cannot examine our own thoughts clearly. With my device, we have the ability to extract memories out of our minds, to remove the unwanted elements of our own mind and our own personality, and examine them carefully. You want to talk about those silly Malcolm Gladwell books about recognizing your potential, about changing your habits and becoming your better you? The true secret is to be able to have all of your memories in front of you, to be able to not only see them, but share them with other people, to look at the memories of others and have them look at yours.
Like the next step of Facebook.
It is. And not only can you do it in this analog device that I have here, this bowl full of this strange milky substance, it also, if you look at the side here, there is a micro USB port. You can upload it to what I hear is called the cloud and share your memories and view the memories of others in real time with other users all around the world. So, the one thing that has been holding all of us back is our own minds, but no longer, thanks to the think tank.
You know how that thing's gonna get used, right? Someone's gonna watch themselves jerk off and then upload it to the cloud and be like, yeah, here's a super awesome motivational video.
Is that the new Rick rolling?
That's the new dick rolling.
Dick roll.
I'm just gonna say I've seen the episode of Black Mirror where they do this. It does not end well.
I mean, from what I understand, most new pieces of technology eventually get used for pornography. If that is what people wish to use it for, I mean, whatever you're into, man, it's cool. I'm in no place to judge.
Dumbledore.
Commander Shepard might help you out with that.
Join the Church of Cthulhu, Dumbledore. We're all about the orgies. We'll let you in. Creepy old man with your fucking dick rolling.
I just realized that the only American prince is actually dead now, so my plan is even more foolproof.
Yeah, right? You guys have come up with some really, really compelling and interesting sounding products that honestly all of the sharks are very interested in investing in.
We're talking like counteroffers flying back and forth.
Oh man, it's getting heated in the Shark Tank. There's blood in the water, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And I have to say, while the prospect of establishing a world-dominant religion is extremely tempting, given the sharks who are present, I think that they are more interested in undermining and then effectively murdering their competition. So they're going to go ahead and take Maleficent's offer.
Yeah!
God damn it. You'll all burn. I'll show you fucking sleep.
All right, Miles, take it away.
None of these characters deserves to be in the championship, the curmudgeon declares. At least not to me. I'm incapable of determining if anything is actually good. If only there was some concrete way to establish somebody's worth in the championship match. Something objective that nobody can refute. Some kind of title belt. Hold on, I need to make a metaphysical phone call. Somewhere, deep in the bowels of the suburban jungle, a shadowy cabal that secretly controls the fate of an entire industry, and in fact has done so for generations, holds an emergency meeting. Their future is in peril, and it has been determined that some outside-the-box thinking is required to secure it for generations to come. I call this meeting to order, intones the undead satanic wizard known as the Undertaker. All present declare yourselves. One by one they do so. From Japan, the most recent vessels of the immortal and ever-opposed spirits known as Tiger Mask and Black Tiger have for once ceased their endless bickering. From the strange world of Chikara, the bizarre duo of Ophidian and Amasis, the Osirian portal, represent the ancient Egyptian interest. From the formerly fruitful land of total non-stop action wrestling, turned to a barren wasteland by years of misuse and neglect, comes the insane 1,000-year-old vampire currently going by the name of Matt Hardy. And from parts that are truly unknown, the time-traveling Aztec astronaut called Aerostar twirls his glow-in-the-dark nunchucks in contemplation. Yes, these are actual wrestlers.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Lightning strikes as The Undertaker leans forward, his cowl pulled back not quite far enough to reveal his blank and staring eyes. Professional wrestling is dying, he declares. Revenues are down, merchandise sales are slipping, cultural awareness is at an all-time low, and John Cena is getting old. I told you I could, Matt Hardy begins to say. We are not turning John Cena into a vampire, Undertaker interrupts firmly. I already told you, there's no way he will be able to keep doing morning show appearances. We need a new superstar for a new generation. Now, you are all doing a superb job in your respective smaller wrestling endeavors. For our business to truly thrive once more, my great land of WWE must be revitalized. A new megastar must be born. And until Vince McMahon finally disproves my suspicion that he himself isn't immortal, his erratic nature, terrible ideas, and childlike sense of humor will prevent anyone currently in WWE from ascending. We must have an outsider, someone with the power to defy even McMahon's stupidity. Suddenly, a new voice speaks from the shadows. Then an outsider we shall have. Dark and beautiful, Katrina, Lucha Underground's teleporting ghost lady who may in fact be death itself, emerges into the light. Let us go to all corners of the multiverse. We have the power. I can travel anywhere instantly. Aerostar is the master of time and space, and our friends from Chikara and Japan can bring their magics to bear, as can you, Undertaker. And Mr. Hardy has his extraordinary violin of wrestler summoning.
What?
Let us... This is pro wrestling, man.
I don't doubt any of this. It's just baffling.
It was given to him by Stradivari, all right?
Of course it was.
That makes it okay.
I really need to start watching wrestling.
I'm telling you. Let us depart now and find the wrestler who shall be our savior. The vote is cast, and it is unanimous. The 8 creatures who collectively control all of wrestling vanish from their secret meeting place and shortly return with their choices. Now, this isn't just about fighting. We all know that wrestling is predetermined. So while in-ring talent is important, it isn't the only thing. You need charisma, the ability to connect with fans via the microphone, or at least get one of your friends to be your manager and talk for you. You'll need cool t-shirts, badass-sounding finishing moves, and awesome entrance music. You will all make your debuts in WWE the night after WrestleMania. You have 1 year to become the biggest star in WWE and win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at next year's WrestleMania. Whoever manages to do so will carry that title belt into the real championship match, the championship of Smash Bash. So, Liz, declare your character.
The Terminator.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Kit.
It is time. Godzilla.
I just want to see Godzilla in a singlet. Is that so wrong?
Colin.
Oh, so obvious. Ryuko Matoi.
Okay.
Yeah, she's already got
And
the
Dan.
outfit. Fuck.
This is a real tough choice for me.
My body's ready.
But I'm gonna have to go with Doom.
Doom!
Oh, that's so pandering. So pandering.
I don't want to
Alright.
see Doom in a singlet.
Just over his armor and tunic.
I want to see Doom in a potato sack. I want to see fucking Sephiroth in as little as possible.
All right, Liz, you're up first.
If there were ever a character made for professional wrestling, it is the Terminator. First, as we all know, wrestling is all about storytelling, of course. Predetermined, whatever. It's about storytelling. So, the scene would open, it's dark, all of a sudden, because the Terminator is a fucking cyborg and indestructible. Boom! Right through the ceiling, Terminator falls in the middle of the ring. He's got, some underwear on because we got a wholesome studio audience here. And
It is PG.
he rises and he's like, "Why am I here? Who sent me? What is my life?" And then all of a sudden, Undertaker and John Cena are like, "Oh my God, look at this guy. We have to help him. He doesn't know who he is. Yeah, let's take him under our wing and train him." And then you have a quick montage of the Terminator training and, losing his first couple of fights, but trying really hard and doing crazy shit. And then whatever evil wrestler in the continuum goes, "Ha, I will take advantage of him." And then they take the Terminator, rip off his arms, and install metal fucking folding chairs for his arms. Now he really doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He tries to clap. He can't clap because he has hands. He just makes a bunch of steel metal noises, okay? It's really sad. But he's stronger than ever before. He's slapping so many people with these metal chairs. But finally, he realizes, oh my gosh, I've lost my way. I don't know who I am. I have these metal chairs. Ah! And then the audience rises up and is like, no, Terminator, remember who you are. Terminate your hate for your chairs. Terminate the hate inside your cold metal heart. And with that, the Terminator rips off his own fucking arms, one with his friggin' mouth and the other with both of his feet. And then he gets his arms back and he's like, I know who I am again. I am the Terminator, but I love too. And he ends up like being the everyman champion. Everyone rises up. Everyone loves the Terminator. He's found his way. I mean, just think of the things you can do with a friggin' cyborg. You can throw him everywhere. You can install different things for his body parts. He'd be the best wrestler ever. He would save wrestling.
That remains to be seen. Kit.
Oh, I'm so ready. Okay, first of all, it'd be the best business decision you ever made. You'd instantly have all of Japan watching.
Oh, that's a big audience. That's a big audience.
They love bonkers wrestling. Like, you think American wrestling is crazy, you need to watch Japanese wrestling.
Oh, I do.
Oh, good. There you go. Okay.
No, trust me. I watch Japanese wrestling. Those motherfuckers are crazy. They hit each other for real.
Oh, Japan. I love you. Godzilla, he's also an incredibly flexible character. He, in his long history, has been a face and a heel and a face and a heel and a face and a heel. He can be whatever you need to be. Also, I just want to put it out there. His entrance music, it'd probably be dubstep, because that was industrial, like, dishwashing sounds.
You came with a theme song and you're choosing dubstep?
Is he going to dub Step on the Arena?
Oh, God.
His finishing move? Well, he actually shows it in one of his best movies.
I knew this was gonna come up.
Have you seen it? Have you seen Godzilla versus Megalon?
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Kit, we did the research for this character together.
You're right. No, but have you seen that movie? It's so good.
Yes.
He teams up with Jet Jaguar, and they're basically doing wrestling on, like, Gigan and Megalon. And he does that epic fucking bullshit, jumps onto his tail and then shoots forward, drop kicking the shit out of them. Also, he has great victory dance moves. I wish I could show you. But just Google some Godzilla dancing GIFs. You'll find it right away. He's a great character. You will get all the monies, all the fans. Once again, hype, hype, hype. He's been hyped since the 50s.
Fair enough. All right, Colin.
Oh, I cannot even begin to tell you how perfect Ryuko is for this. It's just absurd. Okay, as established previously, she is superhumanly strong, superhumanly agile. She can, like, leap 30 feet into the air. There's just so much she has going for her. Like, Kill la Kill is basically like a professional wrestling show in a way, in that it's her only challenging people to fights, like, in front of huge crowds, and, like, calling people out and insulting them and, like, hurling insults back and forth, and then they'll, like, walk away from each other, and then later on, like, a few episodes later, they'll meet again, and then they'll fight. And everyone's always watching. She puts on huge, crazy shows. In addition to all of her absurd talent, she also wears a very revealing outfit that you are sure will get a lot of people watching. Yet, no matter what happens, it will never, ever reveal an actual nipple or bit of genitalia. She starts off as this unknown at the very beginning, coming into the school, and there's this established order of this, like, sort of pecking order of all these different people who are the established champions, and one by one she takes them out and moves up the ranking. She'll occasionally suffer a loss, but then have a rematch and come back stronger than ever. Like, it's just the perfect wrestling story. It really is. So, yeah, Ryuko all the way. Also a girl, also from Japan, so you get the Japanese audience. And if she ever gets into a fight with Godzilla one-on-one, she has proven that she can take out enemies that are much larger than her, like in the OVA movie of Kill la Kill, where she fights a giant mech by herself without the use of her Kamui Senketsu, which gives her all of her powers.
Very good. So before we get to Dan, I just want to point out, Dan had to use Doom for either me or Liz, so he's pandering either way.
That's correct.
That said, Dan...
That said, Doom.
You seek your newest heavyweight wrestling championship. You need look no further than Doom.
Oh, no.
Doom can be the greatest heel this world has ever seen. The audience shall boo Doom from the second he walks in, but they shall boo Doom because they secretly love Doom. And after all, the sound boo is so very close to Doom. And those who love Doom will add their chants to those who hate Doom. And in the end, it will be indistinguishable, for all shall fall beneath the will of Doom. But Doom is not merely a heel. No, Doom can also be a face. And it is in those moments of storytelling, when the villain you hate the most becomes the hero you need the most, in which Doom rises above the rest of these pale imitators. You demand pyrotechnics? I give you the might of magic. Take that, Kane. Doom cannot be beaten, except when he is. And those moments are all the more triumphant because of how difficult an opponent Doom is to defeat. He can only be defeated by those who are smarter than him, like Richards, or who command vast armies of tiny creatures, like Squirrel Girl. If Doom should make an apparent mistake in the ring, if he says something which is somehow hurtful or harmful to his overall character, it was a Doombot all along. Doom's essential character remains intact. And you speak of predetermined storylines? It was Doom that wrote those storylines after he used his time platform to traverse the very bounds of time, go back to the founding of wrestling, and establish all of it so that he would rise triumphant and unopposed. Doom's entrance music is The Hand of Doom by Manowar.
Oh.
And that is also the name of his finishing move. Now and forever, Doom is the World Heavyweight Doom Champion.
They're all so great. In the end, I think that the Terminator and Godzilla would be a little bit less marketable as top stars, even though I loved both arguments.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And Kit, I gotta be honest, no offense, but you hurt yourself a little bit with the dubstep.
Should have stuck with the Blue Oyster Cult,
I should have stuck with the Oyster Cult.
It comes down to Ryuko and Doom, and I don't know, man. Wrestling loves masks, and the Man of War, and the finisher, and I have to give it to Doom.
Yes! Doom!
I have to. I wanted to give it to Ryuko so bad because I want to make that statement in favor of women's wrestling. I want to make it so badly. But Colin, I can't. It's
Miles,
Doom
this could be,
and it's Man of War.
Miles, this could be your moment where you finally have a change of heart and realize that you've been wrong about anime and wrong about Doom all this time.
And I can't believe I'm picking in favor of Dan, but it's Doom, and it's just like, plus he has the experience because he came out and helped Cameron Poe win his cage match.
Exactly.
I can't not pick Doom. It's Doom, guys.
Doom.
It's Doom. I'm sorry, it's Doom. Doom. Appropriately enough to finish things off, we go over to Liz.
This isn't that bad, guys.
Uh-huh.
You always say that.
And it always is.
After fighting so many fights, being in so many smashings, our four leftover champions have learned much from being heroes or villains or whatever. Well, this is fucking boring, said she who is Chaos Incarnate. Directing her rage at the champions, she commands them to hang up their capes or combat boots or whatever. You guys are always waving your dicks around or flapping your flaps, and frankly, I'm sick of it. You can't just go around shitting on relationships and breaking people apart with your fighting and shit. It's not always us versus them. Please take your standard issue new uniform of stylish diaper, bow, and heart-shaped arrows, because it's time for you to spread some fucking love. I want some new cupids, goddammit. So, advocates, please tell me what your new cupid name is. What's your preferred method of getting characters together? And, to be freed of my awesome curse, I don't know why you'd want to be free of it, you must bring together the most unlikely couple.
Okay, Liz, so by what standard is this not completely fucking insane?
I don't think it's that bad, you know? Come on.
Well, do I have the fox for you?
And the archer. I have Arthas the Lich King.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, let me tell you something, Liz. This one-winged angel is going to steal your heart.
Oh shit.
Oh, babe.
And I have V.
Oh, no. Oh no.
How to turn terrorism into love.
Stockholm syndrome.
Been done before.
Okay, Kit.
Okay, so Cupid name. I think the best thing there is Robin Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was waiting for that disappointed preferred method of getting people together. Well, I mean, he's got the old-fashioned Cupid's arrow thing, but that's just not working if shooting people in the butts isn't working out. He's very, very good at disguise and very, very good at manipulating people, finding their faces and kind of getting them to look where they want. And maybe in his trusty, super not racist gypsy outfit, he will convince these people so desperate to find love that, maybe it was in front of them the whole time, and he'll just be hooking up people with like the last person that came to his little gypsy tent. It's brilliant, really. I'm going to go back to one of my own lightning rounds. I don't want to think that this character died. I want to think it turned out okay in the end. So I'm going to say he saved Carmen Sandiego by making him and her and Slenderman, fall in love.
Yeah.
I mean,
You chose the worst possible choice for Judge Liz.
or best possible choice.
I mean, how would they kiss? Would she like gently unwrap Slenderman's bandages? I don't understand.
I mean, if you want to write that fan fiction, go for it.
Oh no.
Who knows what's under there? Maybe it's fucking Tom Cruise face under there. You don't know.
What the fuck, kid?
No, say the fucking.
Okay, next, please.
Arthas the Lich King is going to now rename himself the Hitch King,
Awesome.
taking his cue from Will Smith's most iconic character that he has ever played in film, the character of Hitch. So he is going to help single people fall in love via the magic of his sick mind-controlling powers, which he can basically do. He can infect someone's food with this like plague-ridden curse, and once they have eaten of the food, they become undead and bound to his will for all time. And once they are bound to his will, he can make them fall in love with whoever they want. And since they are undead, they will now live forever, and they can live with their chosen loved one for all time in perfect bliss and happiness.
That's a good strategy.
So he has noticed that there's a lot of people at the end of fictional stories who have ended up alone. There is no universe of more tragic and heartbreaking stories than the stories of Pixar. The film Up, by the end of it, Carl has learned to want to live again, and he has learned to gain enjoyment from life and move on past the death of Ellie. But, maybe in his twilight years, he would like to spend them with someone else, especially if he is cursed to live for all time.
Oh my god.
And so Arthas the Hitch King is going to hook him up with another Pixar character who was left alone, and that is the witch from Brave.
Wow.
Man, this is dark.
And
that's something else.
Oh, it's cute, actually.
And of course, not only can he romance them with his mind control powers, he can also romance them with a sick electric guitar solo.
That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
Dan?
So let me be the first to introduce you and the world to Kissy Roth. Kissy Roth, of course, with his new weapon, the Masa Spune, with which he causes people to share physical affection with each other, travels from world to world. He sees worlds which are in turmoil, where people can't get along, where they can't see past their everyday differences, and he brings his own special touch to them. After all, ask yourselves, in romantic comedies, what is it that brings two unlikely characters together into a couple? It's not love, it's adversity. It's triumph in the face of adversity. So Sephiroth will find these worlds where strife runs rampant and where people can't see past their own differences, and he throws meteors at them. And in the face of incoming Armageddon, the people learn to overcome their differences and maybe, just maybe, find love. His greatest triumph to date, of course, was bringing together Elijah Wood's character from Deep Impact and Bruce Willis's character from Armageddon. And they are still together to this day, thanks to Kissy Roth.
Unfortunately, they're going to be dead in 3 hours.
Better to die in love than live alone. That's what I always say.
Miles, please.
V, of course, in his Cupid form, will be known as vulnerable.
Aw.
Oh, man.
And as we all know, V is a master planner. He thinks 3 steps ahead of everything, and he can set up these ideal situations for people to see each other, fall for each other, think it was all their idea, and never see his hand in the incident. One of his most accomplished examples of his matchmakery, so to speak, is when he arranged for 2 people who were unhappy in love to finally find each other. It was when Dante Sparta traveled to Westeros as part of the Extraordinary League.
This is not canon.
Nope, totally canon.
Dante Sparta traveled to Westeros as part of the Extraordinary League, and during an adventure in the north, ended up being captured at the Wall and thrown in an ice cell where he was interrogated by a young man named Jon Snow.
Slow down, Miles. I need to take notes for the next game. Hang on.
Yeah.
Stayed clear
Now-
of Morden. Thank you. That was what I was worried about.
Here we have the classic example of romance at work. First of all, 2 people who couldn't be more different. Jon Snow being a very serious, brooding, somewhat melancholy young man. Dante being a kind of bright, capricious, live by the moment type of guy, kind of the manic pixie dream boy in this scenario. But of course, also very similar in that Jon Snow, having recently lost the love of his life, who he thought was the love of his life, in Ygritte, and Dante simply not having very much luck with women over the years. These 2 meet, they begin to talk, they form a connection. It helps because one of them is incarcerated, which is what another thing that Vulnerable specializes in, locking people up and subjecting them to various, psychological and physical torments until they fall in love with their captors. And what they finally realize is that they don't actually need women. They have each other. And John, his vows are important to him and everything, but in the end, Vulnerable is so strong in his matchmaking ability that he is able to break John's vows to the Night Watch, which don't actually specify whether or not it's okay to be gay. So maybe he doesn't have to anyway. But John ends up returning to Castle Grayskull in Eternia with Dante and joining the League.
You're saying that V might help them find their Valentine?
Oh God, how did I miss that?
I was thinking Agent of Venus.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. Miles, pandering, but I loved every second of it. I think, God, based on 2 different franchises, unlikely couples, and so many puns, which I love puns. Kissy Roth.
Yeah.
I just can't. Oh God, Massive Spoonie.
Does Lustmorn do anything for you?
Oh, that's really good too. Damn it, Colin!
Oh, sorry, no. You have spoken.
I wish I had taken a picture of my face the second I was forced to say Kissy Roth for the first time.
Yeah, you can
unpleasant
tell
reaction.
it was in your voice. And now, our 5 finalists. Lara Croft, Maleficent, Catwoman, Sephiroth, and Dr. Doom have emerged from the Lightning Gauntlet. Suddenly bathed in bright light that surely did not originate from any type of entity known by a noun beginning with G, they find themselves transported to a distant world. The walls of an arena surround them, the stands packed with all of the previous Smash Fiction competitors who attempted, but failed, to get to the place where our 5 champions stand now. After singing the Smash Bash anthem, her ladyship Hannah Montana signals the beginning of the end. The 5 champions look at each other into their souls, knowing full well that this can only end one way, and that only one of them will be leaving this arena the Smash Bash champion. Advocates, which character will that be?
So, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think that Dearest Lara and Catwoman are going to get too far in this, much as I love woman power, there's some pretty high-powered, arrogant-ass motherfucking people on this list that have just gotten all the power for themselves. I think it's going to come down to a very, very magical fight between Maleficent, Dr. Doom, and Seth. Maleficent's shown that she makes weird mistakes, like she hires really bad goons. And she does, weird fairy tale things, like just make someone go to sleep for a long time. That didn't do nothing to Cthulhu, so. And it didn't really do much to Seth. I don't know, maybe it would slow down Doom, but I'm sure he could bullshit some way around it. When it comes down to Dr. Doom and Seth, fucking Doom. I fucking hate Doom. I think, like so many times before, his arrogance is gonna just backfire terribly on him. And I think Seth is gonna take the meat cake.
The meat cake?
Oh, sorry. It's like a buzz butt.
So, in this match, it's going to take a lot to take these characters down. But in particular, I think it's going to take a lot to take down Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom has proven he can hold his magical own against characters like, say, Doctor Strange, who is the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth. He's proven that he can go toe-to-toe with really strong characters like the Hulk. He's proven that he can go mind-to-mind with really smart characters like Iron Man. You have to be exceptionally patient, exceptionally smart, and exceptionally empathetic in order to be able to defeat Dr. Doom. Reed Richards can do it. Squirrel Girl can do it, although she has an exception in that she cannot be beaten. But really, beyond the two of them, it's a rare person who can hand a definitive defeat to Dr. Doom. And as talented and as powerful and as exceptional as all of these characters are, I don't think any of them have what it takes. And I think that Dr. Doom is going to win.
Well, I'm really happy with the way this turned out because 3 of the characters that I have previously been an advocate for have made it into this championship. So that's really exciting. So go Liz. I am going to have to say that based on power levels by themselves alone, Sephiroth has this in his one-winged back jacket pocket. By himself, he is able to call down Armageddon-like events. He's able to take care of very high, powerful soldiers. Even the friggin' clones of him are super strong. He's just an amazingly strong individual. Dr. Doom is super arrogant. Frankly, he's more arrogant than Sephiroth. He'll get distracted trying to prove his prowess at doctoring over someone else. Sephiroth has cold, steel gaze at his goals. He will achieve them no matter what. He's angry. He has a sword. He has long hair. He will win. Lara Croft, Maleficent, and Catwoman. Love you all, except for Maleficent and Catwoman because she's DC, so I guess I just love Lara Croft. Yes, you took down an Egyptian god, but I don't know. Sephiroth is just... He's just Sephiroth. He's Kissy Roth. I don't know what to... He's just amazing. He will win.
My choice for the victor in this match was Maleficent. I think that Maleficent has the magical ability necessary to overcome Lara Croft and Catwoman. Nobody has as much spite and nobody hates like Maleficent. And I think that the power of her combined just loathing for the people around her, which has been tempered, by the way, with a fair amount of compassion and with experience leading armies into war, as we saw in the Maleficent film. I think she has the ability to defeat Sephiroth in both relentlessness and in Warcraft. And
I just realized we have Angelina Jolie twice on this finalist list.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
And let's never forget the most notable line from the Sleeping Beauty Disney movie from Maleficent, which is, "Now you will face me and all the powers of hell." And the powers of hell are the one thing that Dr. Doom has had a real big problem with. So
The 2 things.
the powers of hell and also Richard.
No, I was talking about squirrels.
Oh, well.
So maybe 3 things.
Squirrels are the powers of hell, so they're one and the same. And add to that the fact that Maleficent has spent quite a while now. I mean, Maleficent showed up. She won her match in Smash Fiction back in episode 12. The end of episode 12 was when she became headmistress of Hogwarts. There have been 50 episodes of Smash Fiction. She's had a long time to learn a lot more magical tricks than we've seen in her source material. So I think Maleficent has the magical prowess it takes to beat all these motherfuckers.
Colin, it comes down to you.
I was also, like a lot of people, stuck between Doom and Sephiroth. I think that Maleficent does not have a particularly good track record against people that wield magical swords. And I think that Lara Croft and Catwoman are kind of out of their league in this one. So yeah, Doom or Sephiroth? Doom is clearly smarter and has a lot more versatility. I think Sephiroth might have a bit more just raw power. And so I think it just comes down to, is Doom going to underestimate Sephiroth and monologue long enough for Sephiroth to just walk up to him in a straight line and cut him in half with his 9-foot sword? And I kind of think, yeah. I mean, Doom is great, but he's arrogant as hell. And as we established in the Sephiroth versus Kefka match, we had the character who was the sort of more theatrical monologuing one, and we had the one who was the pure warrior. And the pure warrior won that one. And for all of Doom's trickery and all of his theatricality, I think Sephiroth is the best fighter here. And he's got a magic sword, and he's going to cut Doom in half.
So, as the dust settles upon the arena this day, those gathered in the stands stare in wonder and horror as the one remaining competitor stands amidst his fallen foes, and a minor key version of the Final Fantasy victory theme plays.
Oh god, it's a fucking video game character too. Fuck! God damn it!
Anime didn't win, but at least something that Miles hates did.
A Japanese video game one.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I hate everything.
As Sephiroth wipes the blood off of his aforementioned 9-foot-long katana, he looks up to the sky as divine light shines down and 5 voices echo as one. You have been chosen. Sephiroth ascends into the sky. In the years to come, there would be more Smash Fiction matches. More characters would come and go, fight, and win or lose. But all of them would pass beneath the shadow of this first Smash Fiction champion, Sephiroth.
Tasty cakes.
Fucking video games.
Thank you for listening to our first of what we hope will be many Smash Bashes. After this point, we are officially resetting our character uses, so any characters we have used previously are now going to be up for grabs again in future matches. Thank you again for listening to the show. Next week, we will be releasing the 10th episode of our Extraordinary League Actual Play RPG podcast, and then the week after that, join us again for our next match, Skeletor versus Mumra. Smash Fiction is produced by Miles Schneiderman, with logo design by Colin Mulcairn.
Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod for our theme song, which is called Hitman. You can find his work at www.incompetech.com.
You can follow the Smash Fiction podcast on Twitter at SmashFicPodcast and search for us on Facebook and Tumblr.
Subscribe on iTunes, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.
A young boy clashed with an entire amusement park filled with dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs!
Do we not want to keep the echo thing going? I thought
Nope.
No.
Oh,
let's
dude, like
not.
filled with dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, y'all.
That is kind
Yeah,
of
there were dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
There were
Dinosaurs.
Tyrannosaurus Rexes all over the place. There was pterodactyls.
A world of dinosaurs.
Well, if anything, we know what our blooper reel
Load
is
it.
now.
Do we not want to do that? Are we just going to move on?
Nope, definitely not.
Come on.
Liz, the number of death.
In
Colin.
Dark Tower, the number of death is 19.
It's true.
Oh.
That's very true.
That's factually correct. Thank you, Sai. You speak true.
I like that there are just some pieces of literature, Miles, that you have to be like, yes, that is correct. That passes the Miles test.
I mean, everything has to.
I find
It's not
that.
my fault if things don't.
Did you guys hear that note of disappointment in Miles's voice when he realized he couldn't yell at Colin for being wrong?
It really is killing me inside.
I'm about to do something very dangerous. I'm typing Rule 34 into Google.
Oh, wow.
Oh no!
Kid has gone with the
Take
nuclear
cover!
option.
I'm about to hit images. Oh god.
Kid, don't press the big red button.
Oh my god, what the No! Not like this.
Are you okay with me peeing right now?
I guess.
Did you go to the bathroom first?
I mean, if you have